what about the role? So looking at those are commitments, right? Those are three very important commitments that we've got there. What about agreements? Like, what's the role of agreements? How do they differ from commitments? What does that mean?
Yes, once you get through the big three, then you open up a few more things that are really important. So if you're getting good at noticing how you feel, speaking honestly, and taking responsibility, there's a plethora of things to focus on. One of them is keeping agreements that, when people split up, they often give them surveys of what went wrong in the relationship. And one of the things that a lot of people say, well, two things that really pop out is the other person would never tell me how they feel. So that's
Mm.
one thing. A second thing is I got tired of picking up after the person, in the literal and metaphorical sense. You know, monitoring somebody else's agreements, trying to get them to keep their agreements.
Mm.
As if by magic, a lot of relationships will end up with a very tidy person and a very sloppy person, and a very logical person and a very dizzyingly emotional person. And having those two things finally come into harmony with each other takes a major life commitment. That's got to be one of the things you're really committed to is to have good, close personal relationships. If you don't do that, ooh, you know, I've had deathbed experiences where people told me things like, I sure wish I'd been able to tell this person that I loved them while they were still alive. And oh, that gives me a very deep sense of ill at ease when I hear somebody talk about something that would be so easily fixable in what I call 10 seconds of sweaty conversation.
Okay,
At most, 10 minutes.
tell me about 10 seconds or 10 minutes of sweaty conversation.
Okay, let me give you a 10-second version of it, and then I'll tell you a 10-minute version.
Okay.
We had a woman um, from another country, and a fairly conservative country, and she was married to a man, a kind of a highly placed man, and she had an affair with his best friend. Okay? And this was a one-night stand with his best friend when they were both at some conference or something like that. Well, she justified that for 7 years because it was no big deal. It didn't really nothing happened, uh, we weren't in love or anything like that. It was just one of those things, and so that's the way she justified not telling her partner. But when she came here, we didn't know this at first, by the way. What she came here about was that she had not had an orgasm in 7 years. And so as we were working on this, one of the things that happens, I I sh I just hate to tell everybody, but one of the reasons people stop having sexual pleasure is because they stuff some truth that should have been said in a 10-second sweaty conversation. The 10-second sweaty conversation was, "Honey, I had sex with your best friend on October 13th, 1986." Okay, so that was the flat out truth of the matter, okay? And why do most people resist the 10-second sweaty conversation? Because they're afraid of what's gonna happen from second 11 on,
Mm.
okay? They don't want to deal with the person's reaction. Okay, so guess what we had her do? Mr. Sherlock, guess what we had her pick up the phone and do?
A 10-second sweaty conversation.
10-second sweaty conversation. Actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. We've had him on the phone, but he happened to be here. So the 10-second sweaty conversation was, I had sex with your best friend 7 years ago. Oh, boy. The next 10 or 20 minutes were pretty sweaty too. But the thing is, she felt such a sense of relief
Yeah.
that guess what happened that night? She went home and had her first orgasm in 7 years. So that's why I say that your voice box is really the only 6 inches of sexual apparatus that you need to worry about. That
That's so great. That's fantastic.
So keep that voice box open and watch what happens with your sexuality.
A quick aside, I've been drinking AG1 every morning for years now, and it just got even better. AG1 Next Gen keeps the same simplicity, 1 scoop once a day, but now comes with 4 clinical trials backing it. In those trials, AG1 Next Gen was clinically shown to fill common nutrient gaps, improve key nutrient levels within 3 months, and increase healthy gut bacteria by 10 times, even in healthy adults. Basically, they've upgraded the formula with better probiotics, more bioavailable nutrients, and clinical validation. And it's still NSF certified for sport, so you know that the quality is legit. AG1 genuinely care about holistic health, which is why I've got my mum to take it, my dad to take it, and tons of my friends too, and why I put it inside of my body every single day. And if I found something better, I would switch, but I haven't, which is why I still use it. And if you're still unsure, they've got a 90-day money-back guarantee, so you can buy it and try it for 3 months. And if you don't like it, I'll just give you your money back. Right now, you can get a year's free supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs, plus that 90-day money-back guarantee by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinkag1.com/modernwisdom. That's drinkag1.com/modernwisdom. Would you look at that? Clip is already over, but if you want more, don't be sad. The full episode is available right here. Go on.